Hi, I'm James Dunn. Welcome to the Inside Network. I'm going in depth with Matt McNamara, Chief Investment Officer at Horizon3 Biotech. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, James.
Matt, can you give us a short summary of your career to date?
A very old molecular biologist. Then I spent some time at the bench in a white lab coat. Very quickly realised that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in a lab coat. I wanted to get some commercialisation skills, so I joined Merck in sales and marketing, Merck Sharp and Dome, or Merck & Co, and Johnson & Johnson, where I ran one of their franchises for Australasia. Then I joined, after doing an MBA, I wanted to understand Australian biotech as opposed to multinational, and I joined a startup, and that's where I was exposed to venture capitalists. And that back in 1998, 1999, I joined my first VC firm, pre-seed firm. It was very, very early stage companies, very, very high risk, very low success rate, 1 out of 10. And then I joined Bioscience Managers, where I was for 14 years, and we had a later stage investment strategy, and that's what we're doing at Horizon 3 as well.
What's the secret to successful biotech investing?
You have to be patient, you have to be diligent, you have to know your topic, and you need to get involved in the companies and understand exactly where they're going. And especially for fund managers, you have to be willing to help them, and you have to make sure that they're going to be willing to take some of your advice.
You said that patience is really important. So what's the average time frame of a shareholding?
In my investment career, it's ranged from sort of 5 to 10 years. But at Horizon3 Biotech, we are aiming to hold them for three to four, which means possibly up to 5.
Is it more likely that a share position rewards you by getting all the way to commercialisation or by being taken over at some stage?
Yeah, it's rare. The timelines are so long. The general consensus is that it takes from discovery from eureka to bench or bedside 18 years. And those numbers I just told you before, it's too long. So our preferred exit is a acquisition.
The biotech stocks can get hammered as a group. It seems they get collectively valued and the market correction sinks them all. Now, obviously that's going to be frustrating, but what strategies can you use to ameliorate that?
Well, we advise our companies, so we make sure that they have milestones set, achievable milestones, and have consistent communication with the shareholders.
Given this volatility among the biotech stocks on the exchange, is unlisted a more rewarding proposition for you?
Well, it's clearly less volatile, but even unlisted stocks at the moment are going to need to be revalued, so you can still get caught that way. But certainly there is too much emphasis placed on listing because it's much harder for those companies to achieve what they want to achieve because there's a lot more compliance and a lot more fundraising. So we invest in both and they have their benefits. And listed stocks at the moment, quite good because their valuations are very good. So I'd be loading up at the moment.
What are the major differences in investing in drugs, devices and diagnostics? And how would you rank those three sectors in terms of your preference?
I will hit on a preference, and it's like if you look at drugs, you've got potential billion-dollar exits, but probability is lower.
Yes.
Devices, up to $1 billion exits. Probability better. Diagnostics, not typically huge exits, and the technology is normally a bit simpler, and so the highest probability. So I'd go the Goldilocks theory there and say medical devices.
What's more important in a biotech investment, the intellectual property or the people?
Well, IP is essential, okay? Whether it's trade secrets or whether it's patents, absolutely essential. So that's binary. If you don't have it, you really don't have a company. However, you know the old adage, you back A-grade people with a B-grade technology rather than the other way around.
What are the particular attributes that a successful biotech investor simply must have?
Well, you've got to understand the technology, you need to have patience, and as a fund you need to add value along the way to those portfolio companies.
What makes Australia such an interesting biotech market?
Australia has A-grade science, research facilities, if not almost at the top of the tree, you know, as good as America or the UK. So our science is excellent. Our IP protection is as solid as any other country. Our clinical research organisations are top quality. The R&D rebate tax is very attractive. And so the corollary of that is, what are we missing? That's capital and actually commercialisation skills.
What are some of your favourite positions at the moment, and why is that?
Well, in no particular order, we've got Avecho. They're writing some good business development partnerships. They've got an excipient that improves the bioavailability and stability of drugs, so it can be used across the board. But in the CBD space, cannabidiols, and so have done and are doing good deals there. Volpara Healthcare, this AI technology, taking a lot of the difficulty of interpreting data for, in this case, breast cancer, but they're also moving into lung cancer. So making it very objective rather than subjective. And finally, EBR Systems, great technology, wireless pacemaker, and just recently has been used with the Medtronic pacemaker to be a completely wireless pacemaker system for an animal, which I think will happen for humans soon, because leads make a lot of complications for pacemakers.
Matt McNamara, thank you very much for going in depth with us.
You're welcome, James.